What do you make of a tank?
Lamont Roach. I'm Lamont Roach. We've been cool since we was in the amateurs. So
Lamont, I always knew Lamont was, he wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there.
Actually, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical.
For Lamont Roach's much-awaited rematch with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, Devin Haney paid a visit to Roach's training camp. Haney disclosed that he is familiar with Roach and has sparred with him in the past. As Roach prepares for one of the most important fights of his career, he respects him, encourages his training, and his presence in the camp says volumes about the two fighters' mutual esteem.
been unfinished business.
What do you make of the Tank versus Roach fight? Do you think it's a fight that Tank should have at this point of his career?
No comment.
What do you make of a Tank?
Lamont Roach. I'm Lamont Roach. We've been cool since we was in the amateurs. So I'm happy that he got the opportunity. And
Unflinching confidence. Devin Haney observed Lamont Roach's performance against Gervonta Davis. Haney is intimately familiar with Roach's ability. Having coached and competed with him in the amateur ranks, Haney thought it was an obvious knockdown when Roach landed a clean blow in the 9th round that led Davis to take a knee. Referee Steve Willis did not score it as such though, so Davis was able to rally and eventually win a contentious majority draw. Haney later expressed his annoyance in an interview with Ring magazine, stating, "I thought he won the fight."
And finally, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Gervonta "Tank" Davis situation. What was your assessment on his fight against Lamont Roach, and what are your thoughts on the knockdown that wasn't called in round 9?
Yeah, I thought it was a good fight overall. Lamont, I always knew Lamont was, he wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would, and I thought he won the fight personally. Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've ever seen it with my own two eyes, and yeah.
Yeah, you were, you've made some comments. I wanted to see the backflip, and I'm surprised Tank didn't say nothing back to you about that.
Hey, I was just speaking my opinion on it.
After Floyd Mayweather Jr. made training footage of Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis available to the public, the two sparred fiercely behind closed doors. The video, which went viral in boxing circles, showed Davis hitting Haney with clean blows, intensifying their already intense rivalry.
Did you ever see him spar any of them?
Yeah.
What happened? Who he sparred?
Y'all know what happened, man.
I don't know.
He sparred Devin. It's packed, it's hot. They get in there. Tank hit that nigga. He hit him, boom. Then he hit him again, and he went out. I jumped in the ring because at the time Devin is 17. It calmed down, and they got back to working, Tank got a little bit more fatigue, and once they kept going, Devin got the best of him.
Oh, okay.
But in a real fight time with 8-ounce gloves on, bye.
Haney spoke to the boxing community with his usual candor, stating, "Everyone has their own stories about my sparring." He admitted that fighters frequently fabricate stories about their sparring to suit their personal storylines. Davis might accentuate his punching strength, while Haney might highlight his defensive prowess. In any case, the video provoked discussion and fueled the flames.
so long ago that it doesn't even matter now because we're grown men and we could settle it in the ring.
All right, yeah.
It's where it really counts because it's so many stories, so many different point of views. But I told my story, and now I'd rather just get it in under the lights.
I love that.
Our first fight, me and Ryan's first fight, we was I want to say 10 years old. So we've been fighting since we was young kids.
So did you ever build a friendship, or was it just always
Beyond the ring, Haney and Roach have a deeper affinity. Roach immediately supported Haney after he publicly accused Ryan Garcia of cheating and filed a lawsuit over performance-enhancing substances. Roach said, "Ryan is a cheater," demonstrating his complete support for Haney's position. Their partnership is based on common ideals and transcends rivalry. A message of honesty and equity in the sport is conveyed by two world-class boxers standing together on moral grounds.
I'm not too into the political side or whatever they got going on. I think Brian's a cheater. I speak out against that. That's dirty. I don't care about nothing else that's dirty in our sport. Our lives are at stake. Whatever actions he's taking up against him outside the ring, I don't got nothing to deal with. I don't got nothing to think about or talk about on his stance. That's his decision or whatever the case may be.
Video from Lamont Roach's latest training camp shows a fighter at the top of his game. Roach can be seen moving with precise jabs, tight defense, and crisp footwork in a recent video taken at his Brooklyn gym. He views each sparring session as a turning point in his professional life. Discipline and drive are required. Complacency is not acceptable. Every jab, counter, and combo is an opportunity for Roach to exact revenge for that. Contentious draw and demonstrate his rightful place at the top.
Yes, sir. Come on, quick. Drop those hips. Nice. Come on. Give me that explosion. Rip. Good. There it is. There it is. Come on. 10 seconds. Breathe. Come on. Come on. Time. Yes, sir.
Camp, Roach has adopted a highly introspective and concentrated strategy, focusing on making every punch have the most possible impact. Technical video demonstrates that he is not just throwing more but also throwing with intention, honing his punch placement, timing, and force. He seemed to have taken the criticism from the previous bout to heart, believing that he had done enough but lacked the strength to close. Roach is now training more diligently, strategically, and with a single objective in mind, making every shot mean when it counts most.
I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that will definitely put me over the hump. And I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I can secure a victory over a pound-for-pound fighter, in which I believe that I am myself.
Roach's history as a boxer begins with a successful amateur career that included high-level competition and national titles. He got a unique early peek into boxing at the highest level when he met Gervonta Davis at the age of 16. He became more composed and respectful of the craft as a result of that encounter. He has relied on those foundations since going pro, cultivating a technical approach based on a high ring IQ and unwavering focus. In addition to teaching him the basics, his amateur days gave him the conviction that he should be considered among the best.
Roach is a hell of a contender, man. Roach had a very impressive amateur record, man. Boasting 125 wins and 15 losses. 2 of those losses coming by Tank, man. Also, when him and Tank fought, Roach was 15 and Tank was 16 at the time. 3 years later, 2013, Roach actually won his National Golden Glove Championship. And he was also USA Boxing Youth National Champ as well.
Yo, we're gonna be checking for any suspicious opponents on Lamont Roach record. He's 25-1 with 10 big wins coming by the way of knockout, my people. He's in the super featherweight division. He's ranked number 14 in the world and number 3 in the USA, my people. He has a WBA title right now in the super featherweight division. He's fighting Gervonta Davis in December, but you know we gotta check how he even got there and how he started his career. His pro debut, he went against Victor. He was 1-3. That's fine. It's your pro debut. First fight as a professional. You feel me? I ain't gonna get at you. Next person was 1-6. Alright, I mean, we ain't do better, but it's your second fight. Like, fourth person was 0-1. That was a little sussy because he ended up 0-10. He never won a day in his life. So he never got his hand raised in a boxing match. You feel me? And then the next person, he stepped it up, though. He went to an undefeated. It's only 2 fights, but he was 2-0. Then 12-9, that's a journey, man. I'm not going to lie. 4-2, 3-4, these are looking good. 8-5, that's a journeyman in the making. He got a winner.
Recently, Teofimo Lopez questioned Gervonta Davis's reputation, specifically the quality of his knockout wins. According to Lopez, Davis has mostly faced opponents who haven't been put to the test in combat, which raises the possibility that Davis's record is more remarkable on paper than it actually is. Lopez believes that competing against top-tier opponents is what defines greatness, and he believes Davis still has something to prove. The continuing discussion about Davis's career and whether or not he really belongs at the top level of the sport is only made more heated by his remarks.
So
You know what I'm
you think you dominate Tank?
I think I dominate any of them. If you really look at it, if you gotta really tap in on this, look at their resume, all that extra, whatever. There's a certain limit that you hit, right? But then there's that next criteria or that next top tier. And if you don't match that, you know, you never gonna know how great you really are. And I've done that a few amount of times already. I jumped out that box and done that. So I have yet to see Gervonta come out of that box yet. You know what I'm saying? They're about to put him with a guy at 130 pounds. Whether he's a champion or not, you're getting a guy lighter than you to come up and weight to make you look good again. You know what I'm saying?
Interview that concludes the video for today. For more boxing related information, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next time, stay tuned.